Hello again, my name is Ben, and once more, welcome to the Sterling Power page. Today's video is part 2 of the BC series at the install and configuration. The BC is a relatively simple charger to set up as it requires two main things. One, minimal knowledge of AC 240 volt systems beyond knowing where a plug goes, and two, knowing the visual difference between red and black. If you think these demanding qualifications are within your grasp, we can move forward with the install. To install and configure the BC charger, firstly ensure that the equipment you have is actually suitable for your needs. For example, do not use a 12 volt charger on a 24 volt system, and vice versa. Do not use a charger that is beyond the recommended charge limit of your batteries, and do not try to use the BC charger on 110 volt inputs. Once we're past those hurdles and you're sure your charger is suitable for your bank, we need to make sure your cable is suitable too. Ensure your DC cable in use is thick enough to carry the current safely and without volt drop, ideally, to your batteries. This will be dependent on the distance from your batteries and on the rating of the charger. Please also ensure that the connections to your batteries are fused. For the 20 amp units, please use a fuse rated to about 30 amps, and for the 40 amp units, please use a fuse rated to about 50 amps. Install fuses about 15 centimeters from the positive terminal on the battery banks, because anything going in or out of a battery should ideally be fused for your safety. With the charger unplugged from mains, we connect the DC cables to the charger first. Red terminals are the positive terminals and the black terminals are the negative terminals. Please ensure the cable going into each is clearly identifiable for you, as in the event of a reverse polarity, you're going to blow the fuse in the unit pretty quickly. Skin the cable sufficiently that you have enough exposed copper to go fully into the terminal, and try to ensure that only either copper or ferrule goes into the terminal. If you're clamping down on the sheathing of the cable, you'll run into poor contact issues, which will then lead to heat generation and unpleasantness. Please also ensure that you're not putting your cable underneath the clamp terminals. The best thing to do is to turn the terminals anti-clockwise until fully descended, insert the cable, and then turn the terminals clockwise until snug. Once the cables are in the charger, then connect to the batteries. As before, red goes to the positive of the battery and black to the negative. Please make sure that the terminations of the cables are soundly crimped and not loose, and make sure that the actual connection to the batteries themselves are sound as well. Looseness leads to heat generation, which again leads to unpleasantness. The negative should go directly to the batteries or directly onto a common negative. Chassis points are not sufficient in almost all instances where direct charging is concerned, so please do stop using chassis points because it does kind of hurt us. And then all you need to do is mount your charger where you want the charger to be and plug the mains plug in. You're now in operation. Wasn't that easy? Now, configuration for the BC is a relatively simple process. You need to cross-reference, I know, scary words, the voltage profiles in the BC manual with what your battery manufacturers recommend the batteries to be charged at. Now, what that means is, look at the charge profiles we offer and compare them to the recommended charge voltages on either the battery itself or on the battery specification sheet. Choose a profile that fits within or under these specifications. It's better to be under the specifications for your battery than to be over. Once you know what profile you're interested in, turn the charger on at mains. When you turn the charger on for the first time, the charger will boot up in the lithium profile, and during the first 3 minutes of operation, you can adjust the charger settings easily, simply by pressing the set button until it is on the profile you want. Once there, leave it alone. Stop poking, stop fiddling, just go away, and you should be fine. If you want to make sure the charger is working, go to your battery, measure the voltage, and if it's rising, we're charging. If you want to put the charger into low power mode, where it will only output about 10 amps, press and hold the set button for 3 seconds. This LED will then flash. The unit will remain in this mode until adjusted out of it manually. If you want to put the charger into night mode, which puts the unit into 10 amps for 8 hours only, press and hold the set button for another 3 seconds. This LED here will then go solid. And finally, to get it out of night mode, just hold the button for another 3 seconds and you're good.